Hey there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, there's going to be a quickie little impromptu what to expect Feh Channel type of video because we're trying this out to see if that's something you guys might want every other month. There are a handful of videos that I do every other month, including the double special banner prediction, which will be coming out very shortly, among some other things. So I kind of wanted to talk about Feh channels since we do technically get them pretty regularly. If you're not aware, it has been the pattern, not necessarily historically, but at least as of this year and relatively recently, that we get one every even-numbered month. August is one of those. And I mean, traditionally, we've always gotten some kind of Feh communication via channel in August, mainly just because of Choose Your Legends. And that's exactly what's happening here. We will be getting an August Feh channel. It will likely be anywhere between the 1st and the 3rd. And it should be giving us our first official look, I think, at the next Choose Your Legends units, or what I call the Brave Houses banner. I don't know. Maybe that's what it'll be. I don't know. But I think it's a good name, Feh. You could use it. So if you want to stick around for that, be sure to subscribe and get ready because we're doing that. You should also just subscribe because you're here. I see. It's helped, and it helps. It also helps. I would appreciate it. So last year, let's talk last year. What did we get in the Feh channel last year? Because I looked back, and there were a handful of Feh channels. I think there were 2 in August of 2019 or something along that effect. We had like the actual Feh channel, which was like a summer celebration type thing that was happening, and then we had the actual Choose Your Legends thing a little bit later. So in the past they have split them up. It has been that way. Last year I think we just had the one. We also had something in July. No, last year was just the one. The year before that, we had 2. So 2018 was a weird time. 2019 got a little more consistent, I think. 2020, the world is ending. So, great. So this year, I would assume that we would follow the pattern from last year. That was just one Feh channel. Last year, they covered the summer celebration. We had Lost Lore introduced. And then, of course, we had Choose Your Legends Round 3. So would I be expecting something similar to that? Probably. I don't necessarily know anything other than Choose Your Legends. And I prefaced this entire video with saying COVID has kind of made the world bizarre. And I say that as politely as I can. Everything is just kind of in turmoil. And it has been in turmoil. And it will likely be a while before we all get back into some kind of normalcy. So, a gacha game such as Fire Emblem Heroes is no different to that. There are people that work on it. There are jobs at stake. There is a great deal of working remotely, which affects the voices that go into it. And we've seen cases of this already, like Sayri's English voice, which I still don't think is in the game. I still don't think they figured that out. And, just general communications overall have been a little bit lesser. So I don't know that I would expect a big new thing this year. We didn't get a new game mode announced when we all kind of thought there would be a couple months ago. I don't know. So let's just kind of jump into what I think we will likely, maybe, possibly be seeing. First and foremost, let's talk about the elephant in the room. 3 houses, banners / packs. Why would I bring this up? Well, remember that Sothis is supposed to be back in early August. We don't know why. That was just the note that she got on the last appearance that she had for the Legendary Mythic banners that she was on. And she'd be coming back early August. We don't really know what that means. I can only assume, and that means we're likely going to have some kind of banner that she is featured on. It wouldn't be the most crazy thing. I think outside of I think outside of mythics and legendaries and seasonals and GHB units, I think we're looking at like 13 overall. Is my math right? I think my math is right. So, you know, I don't... While there are enough units to do like 3 unit banners for a little while, we might see like some kind of weekly banners that we get featuring 3 houses. I think it's also very strange that they never actually talked about the 3 houses anniversary, which is obviously like a pretty big deal, right? It's likely the best the best overall selling and promotion wise Fire Emblem game that Nintendo has ever had, at least definitely in recent years. So it seems weird that they wouldn't acknowledge that somehow. So I think maybe they might be just kind of, they're like, well, we have nothing but 3 houses units coming in for Choose Your Legends anyway. Let's just wait until then. That would make sense to me, and I don't think that's a bad idea necessarily. So they might do some kind of like quickie sprint celebration, and this might be part of it, and Sothis might be part of it. That's kind of where my head's at with that. The reason I say that the packs are maybe more likely is because if you remember our monthly calendar, they don't really talk about packs anymore, and they made that communication months ago. So more than likely, I don't think we're going to be seeing banners. Otherwise, I feel like that probably would have been on the calendar, and it was very much not on the calendar. So maybe putting Sothis in an orb pack constitutes as her showing up again? I don't know. The line is kind of blurred. But that's more or less where my thoughts are on that. We could get some kind of communication about that. More than likely, there will be some kind of celebration. And maybe they just intentionally left it off of the calendar. I don't know. It's really weird. This whole communication thing. And again, I preface this by saying COVID happened and everything's just kind of still wonky. So that's that. That's kind of what I think about that. I think Sothis will probably show up in the banner or an orb pack, and they'll probably do some kind of collaboration of 3 houses units on top of that. Next up, August Special Heroes reveal. If you recall, we have Special Heroes happening towards the beginning of this month. I think like on the 8th or the 10th, somewhere around there. And more than likely, that is going to be this year's dance banner. So let me run you through the historical real quick. In 2019, we had Soiree. That was last year. That started on September 6th. In 2018, we had the Hoshiden Festival banner, and that started in August, on August 10th. And then in 2017, our very first one, the Performing Arts banner, that one started on September 29th. They've always kind of been all over the place a little bit. There's never really been a whole lot of consistency, I guess is the word that I want to use. Like, they all kind of happen in the fall / late summer. Like early fall, late summer, that's when it happens. But it's kind of similar to the Fallen Heroes banners, where we have like an approximity of when it's going to drop. But in my opinion, I think the dance banner is the most the most volatile in terms of when is it going to happen. But I think what this means is, since August is here, and we have had an August dance banner in the past, that's what this is, and it's probably going to be kind of like late summer themed, similar to how Hoshiden Festival was. Whereas the ones that debuted in September were more kind of like performance or formal dance, like something like that, where it's not necessarily festival themed. I think this is probably going to be another kind of festival. So there you go. Expect some kind of yukata type units happening in the dance banner this year. Don't know who necessarily is going to be in them. But after kind of thinking about that, it makes me think that the White Heron Cup dance banner likely not to happen this year, maybe next year. when it's, you know, in September or something, we could see it. But given the timing of this, which again, it could be maybe they just bumped it up ahead of time because there is this weird lull where they roll out new heroes, which has to do with new chapters in the current book. There's a lot more that goes into that, including like forging bonds and stuff, as opposed to special banners where they just have usually like a Tempest Trials and then the banner itself and then a paralogue of some kind in the current book. Maybe they're doing this because they were kind of backlogged and they had to prioritize story progression, so they're giving themselves a little bit more time. Because again, these special banners, they do work on them pretty, like, they're planned ahead of time. They don't just say, all right, guys, it's July 30th. We need to now figure out what's going to drop on August 10th. They don't do that. I would estimate that they probably have these special banners planned 6 months ahead of time on average. Maybe a little bit sooner, maybe a little bit longer. But they're planned ahead of time. Like, most of next year has probably already been planned. So just kind of think about that, I guess. So that's kind of where my head's at with that. I don't know that we're going to get a reveal. I feel like we probably could. But more than likely for the August Heroes, it is going to be some kind of summer festival dance themed banner. So yukatas all around. And we might get a reveal. We might not. I think maybe they will if it's just a super light Feh Channel. It's something they can showcase. But then really it's just kind of like banners, right? So that's kind of where I'm hesitant to say yes, we're definitely going to get the August Special Heroes reveal, because then the whole Feh Channel has just kind of become something about, hey, there's this banner, this is what's going to be on it. And I don't know. It could kill the hype. It could heighten the hype. I don't know. It often, sometimes it backfires, especially if it's a banner that people are not necessarily as interested in. So next up, Choose Your Legends Round 4, Brave Houses. Of course, they're going to talk about that. I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't see how they couldn't. Communications about the new Brave banner has been limited, to say the least. But then again, we all kind of know what we're getting for the most part. It's wartime era house leaders plus Lysithea. There's probably going to be a Forging Bonds event along with it. There will likely be a 40 summon Spark that we have been getting with new Heroes banners. We will likely get a new, or a first free summon, or a first free. We'll get a free pick at who we get with most Choose Your Legends banners. So I don't know. It's I don't know that you could fill an entire Feh Channel just talking about those. So I feel like there's got to be something, and more than likely, I think that these are kind of like the three things that they will talk about overall in general. We don't necessarily know what unit specifically is going to look like for each Choose Your Legends winner, but I mean, like I said, they're all going to be time skip, so we know they're going to be wartime era. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with weapons, to be honest. We already have a legendary Edelgard, so I don't dare assume that she's going to have the same said weapon. I would assume. But then again, there is, like, Micaiah, for example. Every version of her weapon has like a theme, and that being cav armor, effective, and you know. So maybe they kind of do something like that. But then again, I don't know. It's questionable, but we'll definitely find out what's happening with Choose Your Legends Round 4 for sure. And then the last thing that I think maybe, based on what we had last year, is a new passive game mode. They've already kind of downgraded, right, Lost Lore. They've made it Lost Lore Sprint or Plus or Quick or whatever they're calling it now. So I don't necessarily... I don't know. Do we really have anything else that's a passive game mode? I'm not sure. this is something that could happen. This is something that maybe might not happen because of time constraints and people working from home and all of that stuff. So that, to me, in my opinion, is kind of like one of the fewer things that they may or may not talk about. And to be perfectly honest with you, I know I just said that they may not have a lot to fill with the Feh Channel for Brave Houses. That literally might be all they talk about in the upcoming Feh Channel. Maybe they were just like, we have to prioritize stuff, and this is it. This is what we got. Here it is. Enjoy. So, you know, that might just be what we get. I don't know. What do you think we're going to see in the Feh Channel? Let me know in the comments down below. I tried to talk about a little bit of everything and expand on some stuff to give a little context to what I was mentioning. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys want more videos of what to expect type nature, because I can definitely start working on those and slowly introduce them if that's something that you guys are up for. Anyway, that is it for me. Let me know what you guys think we are going to be seeing in the next Feh Channel in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so, because you're going to come back and learn more things about Feh, because that's what we do here. Reaction trailer probably has happened already if I'm timing everything correctly. New hero tracker will be out very, very soon. Double special banner prediction will be out very, very soon. And of course, our newest Mythic Hero summon session should be happening at some point. I'm recording this before the trailer has even dropped, which I'm assuming will be on the 28th. So we will just have to wait and find out. That is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until then, I will catch you next time.